Alright guys, let's get into it. So your sales mindset, okay? This is something that you're going to be stuck with for the rest of your career. In terms of sales, you're going to be alone. You're probably not going to have anybody near you while you're making these calls because you're probably going to be a little bit embarrassed at the start. Nowadays I can sit in a cafe and make cold calls in front of people. I don't really care what people think, but you will at the start. And when you do, you're probably going to encounter sabotaging mind states. It's really important to be aware of these as they arise and recognize that there are greater laws of the universe at play that are outside of your control. Okay, so the aim of the game is to maximize your highs and minimize your lows. And this is done through constant self-analysis. One way we can accomplish this is by having a data set. So an example of a data set might be that you make 10 calls, you book 5 meetings, and you get 1 client. Now that's a pretty optimistic data set for somebody who's starting out, but it's an example. Yours at the beginning might be 20 calls, 2 meetings, 0 clients. But eventually you will get a client, and when you do, you'll learn about how you got that client, and then it'll be easier to get the next one, and your data set will improve over time. But what this tells us is that we are getting 10 no's in a row, so we know that a yes is around the corner. So it helps us maintain a positive mindset because we know while we're getting, let's say, 10 no's in a row, there may even be 20 no's in a row, but there is eventually going to be a yes. And just recognize that if you keep the same mindset and you stay positive, you will run into that yes. Okay, now the laws of averages, I'm just going to talk about those in the next step, but your sales mindset is really what kicks off your ability to recognize that the laws of averages are at play. Okay, so we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the laws of averages in the next slide, but really what I want you guys to recognize is that your data is going to be what keeps you sane. Okay, sometimes you might encounter 20 or 30 no's in a row. You might make 30 phone calls without booking a meeting. Obviously that is a possibility. The same way that you could make 3 phone calls and book 3 meetings. The laws of averages, which we'll touch on, have a mind of their own. So let's just respect those and talk about how we can improve our data set. But this task here, instead of walking away from a no, ask every no prospect what would have got them over the line. Ask them, hey, I understand you're not interested today. Do you mind me asking what would have changed your mind? What would have been a factor that would have made you consider purchasing? Okay, let's move on.